Today I'll be breaking down this Reels editing process.
Brand new bitch, it's a brand new friend. Got a brand new bag, that's a brand new Benz. Got a brand new coupe, that's a brand new Benz. Got a brand new watch, skeleton. That's a bust down.
I strongly suggest to everyone, if you haven't seen the how to film Gakuyen style Reels, the YouTube video that I posted a couple of weeks ago, go watch the video first, then come back to watch this so you have the full picture, how to achieve these style Reels and how to film and edit them. Before we get into editing, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel recently. We're now on 850 subscribers, around that number. And people say that the first 1,000 is the hardest, but we achieved the 1,000 within really a couple months. Well, we will achieve the 1,000 pretty shortly, hopefully. I really hope that this journey in the YouTube game will go as smooth as the first 1,000. But I think the first 1,000 was a bit too smooth and we'll get into some issues down the line. However, I didn't miss an upload so far and I'm really happy about it. I'm actually filming this video today on Wednesday when it's being released, just a couple hours before the release, because I'm so busy. This June was extremely busy for me, but I'm very grateful for it, so I'm not complaining. I'm just happy that people are interested in my work, they want to hire me and keeps me on my toes. So let's get into the editing. I realized I didn't put the light on. Oh man. So I do apologize, people. My lights are all over the place. Some of my lights just died on me for some reason. So I ordered some new lights. This will get better behind me, so just bear with me. So this video was edited on Premiere Pro and a little bit of After Effects, but After Effects was used only for one effect, really, just for the speed ramp and getting the motion blur. Now you can do exactly the same on Premiere Pro. You can buy a real smart motion blur not preset plugin, but I would just refuse to spend $200 on a single plugin, so I just jumped to After Effects and sort my stuff in After Effects. The main thing to look for in these type of videos will be sound design. So, well, two main things is how it's filmed and the sound design. The editing process and the actual edit is very simple here. What sells this video is how it's filmed and the sound design. But if we break down just as simply from the first shot to the last, the editing here is pretty simple. So here we have our model, Mr. Sucre. He's opening the bag, revealing himself. And then we have a quick pan transition, the slow shutter pan transition, which is literally just a clip in between two shots. And that's literally creates this effect. It's extremely simple, but however, it's very effective. So I think it's the 2025 vibes. A couple years and we'll forget about these transitions, but it works for now. So let's just stick with them. And then the first actual serious editing sequence is going with the camera up and down. And as I mentioned before, if you haven't watched my YouTube video how to film the Gakuyen style Reels, I would really suggest you go watch that so you know how it was filmed. So we just speed ramp the shots, and if we go to After Effects, this is literally it. You can see there is just a speed ramp and a force motion blur added, which is not touched at all. It's on 180 shutter angle motion blur sample Z8. It's literally the basic that it gives you. I didn't change any single setting because it just worked for me very well as it was. So yeah, this is literally just a warp stabilizer. I think I warp stabilized it twice, which means that I warp stabilized it, I pre-composed the footage, and then I warp stabilized it again. If you press on one of the layers, as you can see, there is a speed ramp here, so it quickly jumps to the bottom, then it holds the view at the bottom, and then it quickly goes back up. It's literally just filming and then keyframing. So if you want to see the graph, that's how it looks. Very, very simple. It's literally just fast, straight, fast again. That's literally all there is. What sells this effect is the motion blur, and hence I used After Effects because I refused to buy RSMB for $200. RSMB, if you want to sponsor me, please. Because I still want to stay on Premiere Pro. However, everyone's switching to DaVinci, so I think I want to be like a black sheep in the community and just stick with the Premiere Pro. So let's continue with editing. This literally all there is, just 4 shots back and forth, and then the very end of the shot there is a zoom in transition. It's only a few frames and it's being done through transform effect on Premiere Pro. Now, I'll be honest with you, so I lost the actual link compositions and I lost some footage. So what I did here, I still have a work file, but I added some of the clips that I lost from the final edit. So there is no transform effect on this clip. However, how it's been done, so I can quickly show you on the next shot. So you just go to transform, you put transform on the clip, find the effect in effect controls, scale, you mark the keyframe, you go 4 frames forward, you put 120, and then shutter angle, I prefer 360 because it's a very short zoom in, so we need as much blur as possible to really sell the effect, and that's literally what that gives you. So that's literally just this effect on the previous shot. Going forward, we have 2 simple shots that needs no explanation really, and we have a quick overlay. So the overlay is like an old TV overlay. I got it online for free somewhere, so if you ask me nicely, I might just give it to you because it was free, I didn't pay for it, so it's not like I'm pirating some other people's work. I would never do it. And why I chose this type of overlay, because when we go into the next shot where our model stomps the camera, as you can see, this shot has VHS effect. So it only makes sense that we transition to the shot via some kind of a TV type of glitch. There's literally all the meaning behind it. Now, why the shot is in VHS, you might ask, is because I didn't like it, but we needed to use it. So how I go around editing videos is, if I don't like the shot, but I really need to use it, maybe there is no other way around it, it just has to be used, I then try messing around with some effects, and I'll give you a secret, the VHS effect sorts maybe 90% of your problems. So this is a VHS preset that I made myself. As you can see, it's combined 2 Lumetri colors, digital glitch, then unsharp mask, and the noise. Again, if you ask me very nicely, I might just give it to you for free. Ask in the comments, please. So I've just put the VHS effect, and the video and the shot became usable, and it was even pretty cool, to be honest. So because I had to keep it, I kept it. Now this shot, if we go into nested sequence, all there is just Mr. Soup lifting his leg, and when he lifts the leg, I fast forward, so I speed ramp it, but there's no ramp really. It's like a hard cut because it just looked good. I didn't need to do anything much. And then at the very end, as you can see, there is a very small ramp increasing the speed again. We then transition from him stomping the camera into another speed ramp that's been done via After Effects. And however, this is the lost clip, so I cannot show you the actual After Effects project because I did lose it. I'm sorry about it, but I can explain it to you. So this is just a very simple graph where it just goes from fast to slow. That's it. That's all there is. It's warp stabilized. Again, I used warp stabilizer probably a couple of times on this clip because there is no point to track and you can't make a perfect speed ramp. I then like to use quite a bit of warp stabilizer to make sure that the video is as stable as possible. And again, sometimes warp stabilizer will not work and we have to deal with it. There is no really a good way around it. If you're filming on 60 FPS, I can offer you slow down the video, nest it, or pre-compose it if it's in After Effects, then put the warp stabilizer on top. Maybe that will help, but sometimes the warp stabilizer just destroys your clips and there's nothing you can do about it. So the adjustment layer in between these shots has a shake effect transition. which basically sells the stomp. It's a long process to explain how I done these shakes. It's basically keyframing and some brightness increase. So again, just ask me for the effects and I'll be happy to provide it to you. But do it in the comments, help me boost this video, engage with the video, and then I'll reward you guys with some of the effects that you need. So just let me know in the comments. Yeah, so this is a very quick speed ramp. Again, motion blur, as you can see, was used, and I presume it was way more than 180 by the looks of it, but when you play it naturally, it just looks alright. Now, one thing I maybe can offer you next time you shoot something like this is if you speed ramp the videos and you know in your head that you'll be speed ramping that bit of video, maybe ask your model not to move your head, not to move your arm, not to move his head or his arms, because sometimes it just doesn't look good. However, I got lucky with the way he positioned his head, and the speed ramp ended on him positioning the head, so it kind of looks okay. But yeah, sometimes I messed it up quite a few times. I didn't explain the model exactly what I want or how it's gonna look, and they improvise, which is completely fine. And yeah, and then you realize in editing that shit, this just does not make sense. I wish he didn't move his arm or something like that. So yeah, another speed ramp. Then we have another slow shutter whip transition. Again, it's just great transition. And I have a lumetri color and exposure keyframed. So as you can see, it starts from 0, it goes to 1.9, and it goes back to a 0. I don't know, I just thought that this is gonna make sense on this transition, so I did exactly that. I just keyframed the exposure, so it's kind of like a flash effect. Yeah, and then we move into the shot, again the slow shutter shot, where your subject is walking with you at the same speed, and then the people passing in between you, which creates this pretty cool effect in my opinion. And then another overlay which transitions us into a different location and a subject already sitting on the pavement. So again, it's just a simple light leak with a sound effect, of course, to sell it better. We'll talk about sound effects in a bit. So now here is where we come to simplicity of editing but the complexion of filming, if that makes any sense. Is what I'm trying to say is these transitions that you see here from one place to another is literally just a cross dissolve of literally just 2 frames. That's all there is. There are 2 frames that dissolves in between the shots, but what really sells this transition is your camera movement. So as I explained in the video of how to film Gakuyen style reels, when you film the subject, you whip it to the right, and then the next shot you start from whipping from the right to the to reveal the subject, and then just cross dissolve those 2 clips, and it's literally magic. There's nothing else you need to do, and the transition looks extremely cool. It looks very complicated, which actually isn't. So yeah, so we move from one location to another, simple cross dissolve, whip transition. Then we have some city shots from the subject's back. It's a very simple shot, nothing to explain here. And another cross dissolve transition. So as you can see, the camera goes down and then reveals the subject. So I think this is, yeah, this is 3 frames. Now this is a very important way, because why this transition works is, so if this is the camera, yeah, I'm panning it down and I'm doing like an S movement. So I'm doing something like this. So this is the movement that I filmed it in. And now when I started the next shot where I knew that I want to transition from this shot, I did a movement of like an end of the letter S, which then basically gives you a full rotation, or whatever you want to call this thing. When you film these transitions, you have to make sure that your movements are exactly the same. The way you ended the last shot has to be the way you start your next shot, with exact precision. And that's why this effect again works so well. And it's only 3 frames in dissolve transition. And we have a very last overlay, which is again old TV type overlay. I just wanted to use it here. There's no hidden meaning behind. I wanted to end the last shot with some kind of an effect, so I didn't want to leave the last cut the last cut unedited. So I just put like a transition, the overlay that just worked with the whole theme of the video. And yeah, that's literally it. That is literally it. That's how you've edited this video. Now, talking about the sound design, how I sound design my videos is basically I start with whooshes. So I fill all the whooshes that's gonna be needed in the edit. So you have whooshes, in between these transitions. Then you have a whoosh here, as you can see, this one here, which is like a small zoom in effect that I did. Then we have some more whooshes right here. We have more whooshes in between these dissolve transitions. So I put all the whooshes into the video, then I go back to the video and I start thinking what else can be put. So for example, the next sound effect that I would put in this video would be him opening the bag. So I need some kind of a rattling sound that kind of represents bag opening. So I've put that in. Then we have him walking. So I put two-step sound effects matching with when he steps onto the floor. So again, gives you a little bit of like the ambience of the surrounding sounds. Obviously, we have the overlays that have their own sound effects. So these overlays come with sound effects. I didn't worry about finding sound effects that match the overlays. Then we have the stomp. So it would be the stomp sound effect that I would be looking for, which I believe was a punching bag. Just a punching bag sound effect. Then you have him walking again. I've put some of the walking sounds again, and that's how I build my sound design. So I put whooshes first, then I put all the movements that make sense to have sound next, and then the very last I go for ambiences. I can't stretch this enough. Sound design is so extremely important that you must use it, and you must use it well. What I'm saying is we have all these senses. We have vision, we have touch, we have smell, we have taste. So we're already using our vision when watching these videos, but then we let other senses to wander unattended. So what you can do is to attack another sense, which is hearing, and you can create the sound design which makes then the viewer feel like that the viewer is somewhere in that action, in that video. She understands where the video is shot, what type of a vibe there was. The sound design is extremely important, basically. So please, guys, study sound design. Look at some tutorials on sound design. Maybe I'll do some sound design tutorials. However, I don't feel like I'm too great on sound design myself yet, so I'm still learning. But do not underrate sound design, guys. Please. It's very important, trust me. That's why there are so many layers, even though there isn't that many layers here. But for 16-second video, that's quite a few sound effects. So yeah, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video kind of explains to you how I got around editing this reel, and please do not hesitate. Ask me questions in the comments. I will always answer them. I will always help you. I'm here to help you. It's been your boy Elvis Creative. I will see you next Wednesday, 5 p.m. sharp. Peace.